Well, as we mentioned earlier, the biggest basketball league in the world has been suspended, and star player Utah Jazz centre Rudy Gobert has tested positive for coronavirus. The NBA will be out of action until further notice. Earlier, some franchise owners suggested games be played behind closed doors without fans. Well, Jemele Hill is a sports journalist who writes for The Atlantic. She joins us via Skype from Los Angeles. Really good to have you on the programme. Just tell us, I mean, some sports are playing games without people in the stands. The NBA is saying, no, we're suspending until further notice. How major a move is this from the NBA?
It's a huge move, and frankly, it's the only move that they can really make. You know, once you start kind of going down that rabbit hole, Rudy Gobert has tested positive, and then now you have to think about all the teams that the Jazz have played over the last, say, 2 weeks. I mean, they've been in 6 different cities, so that's a lot of interaction with other league personnel, with other players, other coaches, teams. And I think the NBA did the right thing. And honestly, I think they probably need to go a step further and go ahead and cancel the rest of the season, because even though they had earlier come to the conclusion that maybe they should just play without fans, you know, the truth is that you can only monitor people so much. You know, all these coaches, players, those who would have been around, allowed in the arena, they all lead individual lives, and you can't account for what they're doing on a day-to-day basis. So it was only a matter of time before something like this happened.
And talk to me about this press conference from Rudy Gobert. I mean, ironically, he was making a joke or talking about coronavirus during a press conference, wasn't he, just days before this announcement?
Yeah, he was. He was joking with some reporters on Monday, as you said just a couple of days ago. And unfortunately, that represents a little bit of a prevalent attitude here in America. I mean, I know that Rudy Gobert is not from the States, but the reality is that a lot of people here, and unfortunately, some of it has to do with the American leadership, a lot of people here have not taken it seriously. And the only silver lining that's come out of the fact that the NBA is shutting down temporarily, there are other leagues that will be playing, you know, games not in front of fans, and even to have celebrities, Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson, disclose that they tested positive for coronavirus. Unfortunately, it's taken that much for people here in the States to actually take this problem seriously.
What do you make of Donald Trump's announcement in the past hour or so about this travel ban from Europe? And I guess, what is your response to the authorities' reaction in general in the US to the coronavirus?
I think that, you know, as they say, attitude reflects leadership. And Donald Trump has been, you know, frankly, incompetent in terms of trying to get a handle on this problem. I mean, we're just days away from when he called it a hoax, and he blamed the Democratic Party for trying to basically fearmonger as a way to get him out of office. As many people know, we have a major election. The presidential election is this year. And for him to suggest that this was a hoax and a hoax and somehow fake, he put a lot of American lives at risk. And not to mention, you know, 2 years ago, our former president, President Barack Obama, he created a pandemic response team. And one of his first actions as president, Donald Trump fired that entire team. And he also severely limited the Centers for Disease Control, their outreach in terms of working with other countries to create infectious disease epidemics. One of those countries that he cut off the budgeting for was China. And so a lot of what we're seeing, the slow reaction in the States, the fact that we still don't have mass testing, is a reflection of, frankly, totally incompetent and unprepared leadership, starting with the president.
Really good to get your take there. Thank you for your time, Jemele Hill there, a sports journalist and writer for The Atlantic. Thank you.